Hey, I just want to thank a guy for stopping by, Robert. Robert came down all the way from Boston. He's the guy who called in Friday with Robin's book on tape.
Yes, and he's having a lovely time back there. Every time I had to go back to see Scott, he's sitting in there pulling little clips from my tape, and he would just smile broadly at me like I didn't know what he was up to.
I want to thank Robert. I wanted to get him on the air earlier, but unfortunately I couldn't. How you doing, Robert?
How you doing, Howard?
Hey, man. Were you from Boston?
Yes.
Yeah. And you came all the way down here with Robin's book tape, and... this is great stuff. I can't get to it all today. We'll do it tomorrow.
I think you should do it tomorrow. You should even start.
Let me just hear one thing.
Overnight, therapy became torture, and things seemed to be getting worse. Psychotherapy was tantamount to flinging a door wide open and releasing all my repressed sexuality with it. I became a cowardly version of the Diane Keaton character in Looking for Mr. Goodbar. I'd spend entire weekends in bed masturbating. With
my God!
Because I could no longer conjure up the image of a naked man. It had been a long time between romances, so I turned to Playgirl for inspiration.
Oy vey. What are you doing over there?
This is hysterical.
What were you thinking?
What was I thinking when?
Anytime. Anywhere.
I was nuts. That's what I was trying to display.
Yeah.
I drive to...
just don't read about it.
out-of-the-way magazine stores to avoid embarrassment. Once armed, I could stay busy under the covers for hours.
Oh, my sweet Friedel.
Until I passed out.
Passed out?
Other times...
Passed out?
I have no recollection of this.
Wow.
Holy Christ.
Times I find myself climbing into my car with the intention of going to a bar and picking up a stranger. I never did, because what I really craved was sex, not human companionship. And I knew that no matter who I picked up, I'd have to deal with a personality.
That is tough. I'll agree with that.
We're going to have fun with this.
Fun? You dedicate a week.
Fun.
This should be the 9/11 show.
Yo, how about for 9/11 you just play your book? That's funny.
This is great, and I know it's a harmful. I mean, it's a
harmful book. Yeah, it shouldn't be read.
It's a sensitive topic, but she talks about her molestation with her dad. But it's very funny how she does it because she compares it to like boxing, like Ali boxing. Because I had an opponent 8 inches taller who was much heavier.
I got to listen to everything. I've never listened to your book on tape.
With big ham hands.
That notion always sent me home alone. On my nighttime prowls, I'd drive by sex shops and want to go inside.
Oh, man.
It became harder and harder to just keep driving. One day, as I crossed the street and passed a car stopped at a red light, I felt an overwhelming desire to rip open my shirt at the driver's side window.
Oy vey. You should replace Charles Grodin.
Rip off your shirt.
It took an incredible effort to resist and...
Oh, honey, then what are you doing? Why don't you do it here?
Never came over me here.
Just keep walking.
Really? You wanted to rip open your shirt?
Well, you're an exhibitionist now. You understand those tendencies.
Not like that. I don't want to show my penis. Man, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Let me see these titles.
Oh, my goodness. Well, don't we have to do the news and get out of here?
Robin, I'm meeting a pimp.
Yeah.
What's Robin getting dressed for a date?
It's just her talking.
That's the legs for days or something that Fred always loves.
Oh, you know what? I got to listen to this one.
No, we got to take more time with it, I'm sure.
My friend Marlene was one of my classmates who didn't have a guy, so we became partners on the prowl. On our first outing, we met at her house. I had on my man-trapping outfit. We're talking a lime green tennis skirt and a navy blue shell. And all you could see were legs for days. I walked into...
Come over here. Maybe I'm going to shake you like a baby.
Oh, my God.
You're something else. Look at you over there.
To Marlene's kitchen and saw him.
I'll stop it there.
There's another one which she
tuned.
She talks about Ali, and she uses the N-word like a bunch of times.
Oh, really? I don't want to hear that. That's disgraceful. I don't want to hear the N-word on these airwaves. Well, Robin, I'm not going to play any now. Tomorrow we'll play the full...
That's right, because people can't take too much of this in one sitting.
And on 9/11, I'm going to play most of your book. I've decided, in lieu of a regular broadcast.
That's right, because we got to get our minds off of that.
Hey, I just want to thank Robert. I want to give you some sort of nice prize or something.
Did you give away all the Cabo Wabo trips?
He gave away every Cabo Wabo trip. Let me think what else I got.
That's a shame.
Hey, Gary, you got anything for old Robert here?
No, you don't have to give me anything.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you Robin.
I'll take it.
Show him your chest, Rob. You know you have that desire.
I don't have those urges anymore.
You
They're
don't?
all gone.
Why did you want to do that?
I really have gotten well.
But why did you, when you were sick?
I had a terrible childhood.
I know
and
that.
I got all screwed up about sex because of being molested.
Yes.
And so I was repressed, and, it was just, it was a nightmare.
So at some point you want to become an exhibitionist because you were all the repression was going away.
Yeah, it was all very confusing.
All right.
Not repression going away. It was just confusing.
Ever come close to effing a male intern here?
No.
No? There was one. Wait, Mr. X is on the phone, your boyfriend. Wants to say something. Yes, Mr. X.
Hello there, Howard.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Now, look at here, my Robin. You've been a bitch for a long time now, and I think it's over now.
You want to break up with her?
I'll tell you what, Howard. You give me that $500, and I'll be out $5,000.
Oh, don't look for money, Mr. X.
It was where they actually... it was where they actually didn't use the part where she talks about getting bent over the sink. It's out of the part.
Oh, good. He was waiting for that.
Did you record that? Because is there a way we can get a copy of it?
Give this guy a prize, Robert.
I tell you what, Robert, thanks for bringing that in. You can get a watch courtesy of Steven Singer Jewelers in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Nice watch.
A nice watch.
Thank you very much.
There, now you can sit and watch time go by.
All right. Robert, thanks, man. Good meeting you.
Thank you, Howard.
And thank you for
an honor to be here.
the gift of the audio book of Robin's book.
That's fun.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
All
right. Quivers of Life. Let's get down to it. All right, here's the topics you can hear.
Their topics?
Yeah, it's broken down into topics. 1, Robin being molested by her father.
Oh,
That's a great one.
Why do you think that's great?
I just think, listen, Rob, I know it's a horrible event in your life. It's
one of the greatest molestation scenes ever.
Yeah, it's funny hearing Robin talk about his ham.
The famous ham.
All right, or you could have Robin having sex for the first time.
Yeah, Fred? Fred, I heard, weighed in with some requests.
Well, there's one track, Robin masturbating all the time.
We played that.
That's great.
Okay. Hey, not in prime time.
Can we hear that again?
And there's Robin having an affair with a married man. I forgot about that.
It's like Peyton Place over there. Wow.
Robin getting wet over Muhammad Ali.
What?
Muhammad Ali is a role model.
I've gotten wet over Muhammad Ali.
Robin meeting Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, that's
Robin
kinda
meeting
funny.
a pimp. What's that?
Well, she was, at one point, you were thinking about being a prostitute, right?
No, I wasn't thinking about it. He was thinking about it.
Hey, let me hear that one. I'm going to start with that one. I don't remember that particular one.
John paraphrasing.
Wait. I got to get this together. All right, here we go.
Mel showed up as promised, this time revealing another part of the plan. He knew men, white men, who would pay for certain services.
You're funny. I love when you read it. You're serious.
Was one of them named Artie?
Well, this was
White
happening
men.
to me.
White men who would pay
That's what he said.
for certain services.
Well, he kept saying, you don't have to sleep with him.
It wasn't any big deal, according to him. Sometimes they'd pay big money just to look at you. Stand
What do
up
you mean, naked? Or
and take off your clothes, he ordered. I have to inspect the merchandise. I stood and removed what I was wearing. He beckoned for me to come closer, and when I did, he leaned forward, wrapping his lips around one of my nipples. Before giving you...
Hey now! You're telling me? Who is this guy? You got naked in front of him? And
Is this guy in jail?
Who knows? You're probably dead.
Permission to do that, I said, stepping back and putting on my clothes. I finally put it all together. Mel was a pimp, and the guy at the employment office was a spotter. They were trying to get me strung out and then turn me out. That nice guy at the employment agency must have been an expert at picking out women at the end of their ropes. Mel was simply waiting for me to run out of money.
Mel, a black guy or a white guy?
Black guy. Who else is a pimp?
So you stood in front of him? I don't know.
Mel Allen?
That's wild.
A real black guy or like whitish,
No, he was a real black guy.
Yeah, not like Colin Powell.
No.
All right.
That's a sexy tape, though. Picture Robin gets naked for him.
And then she gets close to him and he starts sucking on her breast. Oh my God.
How long did that go on?
Like a second. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Come on, Rob.
I'm telling you the truth.
Why did you get naked?
I wouldn't put it in there if I wasn't willing to.
Why'd you get naked in front of the dude?
I was out of my mind. I told you I was nuts.
Isn't there a clip also on there, Howard, where she wanted to be a stripper?
I did that, yes.
I don't have that one. Jesus. I want to hear about you having sex for the first time.
I don't even remember what that was like.
Let's see. Let me see what's up with that.
I threw myself into the social world with a vengeance. I learned to smoke, drink, and stay out late, things I'd never done at home. By my standards, I was being absolutely wild, but my friends saw me as a prude and a perfectionist. They couldn't believe that James and I hadn't done it. Little did they know how hard I had been trying to get James to relieve me of this burden of virginity.
Why wouldn't he do it to you?
He wanted to wait until we were married.
Was he gay?
Yeah, what kind of fruit is that?
Yeah, who would want to wait?
To no avail. I became convinced that now was the time to shed my virginity. The lucky man turned out to be a friend of my roommate's ex-con boyfriend. His name was Billy.
You're bad.
I don't think either of us knew what we were doing. The pain was excruciating.
Was it?
Yes.
Big mess on the bed?
I'm sure.
Wow, look at you.
I would have preferred to have been stabbed repeatedly, but here I was instead with my head repeatedly banging into the headboard of his bed. My first thought was that what all the fuss was about? But my second was that I was now a proud member in good standing of the Sisterhood of the Sexually Active.
Look at you.
Oh, pow!
Her head was banging into the... Boy, that guy was giving...
I was trying to get away from him. It hurt so bad.
It really hurt, huh?
Oh, it was terrible.
I've never taken a chick's virginity. I'd like to hurt a chick, but they won't let me.
This is a black guy, right, Robin?
Yes.
So was he well hung?
Not particularly.
Is he a big Blake?
The big black mates with the virgin black.
See, your tape would be funnier if you had Fred's little sound effects going on.
I don't know why he didn't come to the taping to suggest all this.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Where does he get them? Does he make them?
All right.
You know what's funny about Fred, Howard? After Fred heard that we had these tapes, he took Robin's book and marked like 14 places that would be good tape to pull.
You got those, Fred?
No, we're working on it now, but we'll have a whole new CD of Robin clips.
And Fred should put sound effects behind all of them. Make a whole movie out of it.
That's right.
Which ones?
Really jazz up these tapes.
There's one where, Robin uses the N-word profusely.
Where she's molested by her father?
No, but that's a good one. You should play it. I know it might be a little painful, but it is.
It's not painful to me. I told you I'm over all this stuff.
I don't know.
Because you know what? She compares her molestation to like Ali fighting.
I don't know if that's funny though.
Well, it's interesting.
John liked it.
Yeah. All right. What is it, Jeff?
Howard, Robin, please. Robin, I consider you to be an absolute 100% consummate journalist professional, but I have to tell you, I was touching myself.
That's horrible.
I couldn't help it. No, Robin, you got to help bring me down.
I'll be quiet. Ed, you're on the air.
Such a nutcase.